The Chinese Basketball Association can be thought of as a place to launch one's career, a place to revitalize one's career, or a place for one's career to die out. In this video, I'll be giving you guys 10 NBA stars that played in China. What's poppin', peeps? Welcome back to another video. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, you lovely people. If you're new to the channel, subscribe with those notifications on so you don't miss a single upload. We upload the finest NBA content here at Hoop City. In 2011, Jimmer Freddy took over college basketball. He was a one-man show, a spectacular player that shocked the nation. Much like how people would yell Kobe when they shoot their trash into the bin, there was a few month span where people would heave up deep shots and yell Jimmer. But Jimmer was a flash in the pan. He was selected 10th overall in the 2011 NBA draft and never lived up to the hype. In 2016, he left the NBA for the CBA, where he has become somewhat of a cult figure. He's a dominant scorer and was the league's foreign MVP for the 2016 to 2017 season. Tyler Hansbrough, aka Cycle T, as he was endearingly referred to back during his college days at the University of North Carolina, was a standout four-year player who won the 2009 NCAA tournament before being selected 13th overall by the Indiana Pacers. Considered a staunch defender and solid rebounder, he was never able to find his stride in the NBA. His numbers weren't horrible, but they were disappointing, to say the least. In 2017, he left the NBA for the Guangzhou Long Lions and hasn't looked back since. He has nearly doubled his NBA numbers in scoring and rebounds. Considered one of the biggest draft busts of all time, Greg Oden's NBA career was short-lived, marked by injury and a serious lack of production. With his NBA career in the rearview mirror, Oden packed his bags and shipped off to the Far East. He signed a one-year, $1.2 million deal with the Jiangsu Dragons. Oden fared fairly well overseas and was, most importantly, able to stay healthy. Despite his admirable, commendable efforts, Oden decided to call it a career after his contract expired and moved back home. After returning to the States, Oden re-enrolled at Ohio State and volunteered his time with the men's basketball team. The career of Steve Francis started way before he was drafted 2nd overall in 1999. Francis grew up drug dealing and was headed down the wrong path before basketball intervened. Francis turned his life around and starred at the University of Maryland before going pro. In the NBA, Francis was a three-time All-Star and was one of the league's most dynamic scorers. As his career tapered off, Francis jumped ship for the CBA in 2010. During that time, it proved fruitless, as Francis only played in 4 games for the Beijing Ducks. Since retiring, Francis had been involved in numerous run-ins with the law. When basketball fans think of NBA players in China, they think of Stephon Marbury. Marbury was an excellent NBA player, but what he's done in China is nothing short of remarkable. Over the course of a few years, Marbury transformed himself from mere mortal in the NBA to a god in China. He's won 3 CBA championships and is a 6-time All-Star. More importantly, Marbury has become China's most adored adopted son. Beijing has dedicated plays to him, built museums in his honor, put him on postage stamps, and even gave him Chinese citizenship, something no CBA player had been given before. Everyone should know Ron Artest for his infamous role in the 2004 Indiana-Detroit brawl known as the Malice at the Palace. People also fondly remember Artest for changing his name to Metta World Peace in 2011. But what many people don't know about Artest was he became the Panda's friend during his brief stint in the CBA. In 2014, Artest signed with the Sichuan Blue Whales on a one-year deal with $1.4 million, making him one of the league's highest-paid players. While in China, Artest went by the Panda's friend and even had that name on the back of his jersey. The NBA's second most recognized Argentina player after Manu Ginobili, Luis Scola, was the type of player you'd love to have on your team and the guy you'd absolutely hate if your team was playing him. He'd flop faster than Fosbury and was more dramatic than Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant. But for all of his nonsense, he was a dependable player who managed a 10-year NBA career. Once his NBA career concluded, he went to China where he initially signed with the Shanxi Brave Dragons. After 1 year there, Scola signed with the Shanghai Sharks, the team that Yao Ming balled for before the NBA. Brandon Jennings left high school as the nation's #1 recruit. He was a prospect who spurned the NCAA for Europe, where he signed a $1.65 million contract to play for the Lodamica Roma of Italy's Serie A. In doing so, Jennings became the first player since the NBA implemented their age restriction rule to opt for a European league after high school instead of college. Following his year in Italy, Milwaukee selected Jennings 10th overall. In 2017, Jennings signed a 1-year, $1.5 million deal with the Shanxi Brave Dragons. He played 13 games in China before being released. Another co-vetted high schooler, Jared Sullinger, started at Ohio State for 2 years before going pro. The Boston Celtics selected him 21st pick of the 2012 NBA draft. However, constant injuries severely hampered his potential. After 5 seasons in the NBA, Sullinger and his deteriorating body left the NBA for China. In 2017, Sullinger signed with the Shenzhen Leopards, where he has dominated the boards and the scoring, averaging a double-double. In his first year overseas, Sullinger led the CBA in rebounds, averaging 16.6 per game. Despite the solid showings, Sullinger hasn't been able to lure an NBA team into offering him another contract. Agent Zero, the Hibachi, or Guns Blazing Gilbert. Gilbert Arenas was a man of many nicknames and even more talent. An elite scorer, Arenas was a 3-time All-Star and the Wizards franchise player, but dumb decisions slowly derailed his career. In 2010, Arenas was suspended indefinitely for bringing loaded guns into the Wizards locker room. That dumbfounding incident marked his inevitable demise from the league. 2 years later, Agent Zero, whose nickname took on a new, more literal meaning, left for China, signing with the Shanghai Sharks. Arenas played there for 1 season before hanging up his sneakers for good. That's a wrap for the video, guys. Remember to subscribe with those notifications. If you're new here, you really do not want to miss a video, I assure you. Slap a like on this video if you enjoyed, and share with as many people as possible. Thanks for taking your time to watch. It's highly appreciated. I'll see you in the next one.